Rage 2 is out now, bringing with it the promise of the legendary id Software first-person shooter combat in a post-apocalyptic open world crafted by Just Cause creators Avalanche Studios. And as is to be expected from a game like this, there's a lot to take in and digest here. In this guide, we're going to take a look at 15 basic tips and tricks to help you out as you get started on your journey to become the Wasteland superhero. Don't ignore the arcs. Rage 2's combat rests on two pillars, the weapons, of course, and the abilities, with the latter being what puts the superhero in Wasteland superhero. And as you start out on Rage 2, you have none of these abilities. Most of them, in fact, you need to track down and obtain yourself, without the game pushing you in their direction. The arcs are where these nanotrite abilities are found, so keep an eye out for them, and make sure you track them down whenever you can. Shatter. Of all the abilities, the one you should get first is Shatter. It's a super powerful kinetic blast that sends your enemies flying away, and it can be incredibly useful. It can throw strong enemies off heights, it can slam others into walls to immediately kill them, while it can also knock off armor pieces of foes who are harder to take down. You can find it in the Junkers Pass arc in the Twisting Canyons region. Slam. Another ability that comes in incredibly useful is Slam, which should also be one of the first ones that you get. Slam allows you to jump up into the air, and as the name suggests, slam into the ground to send out a devastating shockwave that kills or deals deadly damage to everyone around you. The higher up you are before you slam down, the more damage you deal. It's great for crowd control, as you can imagine. You can find it in the Earthscar arc in the Torn Plains region. Combine Grav Jump with Dash. Some abilities in Rage 2 also affect traversal. For instance, there's Dash, which lets you zip around the battlefield to dodge incoming fire, while Grav Jump lets you double jump or even hover for a few seconds if you've upgraded it. Combining both of them, you can reach high and far off points in the environment and really open up traversal options. BFG 9000. The iconic Doom weapon, the BFG 9000, is available in Rage 2, but only if you get the deluxe edition of the game. If you did get it though, you'll still need to physically find it in the game itself. Right at the beginning of the game, when you leave Vineland, you see a red meteorite crashing into the ground not too far away. It's not something the game draws your attention to in particular, so keep an eye out. Go to the point of impact and you'll find the weapon embedded in the rock. Smart Rocket Launcher. The rocket launcher is an incredibly useful weapon. I mean, it's a rocket launcher, so of course it's incredibly useful. But in Rage 2, its alternate fire mode even lets you lock onto enemies. In battles with tough enemies or large groups, it can be very handy, so find it and add it to your arsenal as quickly as you can. You can find this in the Strongbox arc in the Torn Plains. Keep smashing crates. Often in Rage 2, you'll see wooden crates lying around the environment. Labeled as supply crates of Feltrite, these contain useful resources, supplies for crafting, and Feltrite, which is an important upgrade currency. Smash the crates using your melee attacks whenever you see them, or shoot them open if you want to waste your bullets. Feltrite disappears quickly. But of course, those crates aren't the only source of Feltrite in the game. Enemies that you kill in combat also drop Feltrite, and you need to physically collect it off the ground where the chips were dropped. You can also summon the chips close to you by holding down L1 or LB, but make sure you don't leave them lying around for too long. Feltrite chips disappear very quickly, so collect them as soon as you can, no matter how chaotic the firefight you're in is becoming. Vehicle kills give no Feltrite. While it might seem like a good idea to just barrel over enemies using your car or tank or whatever vehicle you're in, Rage 2 makes sure to balance how easy that can be, at least to some extent. Enemies that you kill using your vehicle drop no Feltrite chips, and as we've discussed, it's a pretty important currency. So keep that in mind if you do decide to take full advantage of your vehicle's offensive capabilities. Fixing your car. Rage 2's vehicles aren't invincible, of course. They have their own shields and health, and when these are depleted, the vehicles explode. With the exception of the Jack-of-all-trades Phoenix, the vehicle you start out with, which just stops working if its health goes down to 0. You can easily fix your vehicle in a jiffy though, just look at it and hold down L1 or LB, though you might want to avoid doing so if you're in the middle of a firefight. Bring back vehicles to your garage. There are tons of vehicles to find and drive in Rage 2. Basically, as the developers themselves put it, if it has wheels, you can drive it. Anytime you get into a vehicle in the Wasteland that you've never seen before, and you take a liking to it, you can make it yours. Just bring it back to the garage in any one of the hub cities in the game's world. Sell your junk. This is a tip that applies to a lot of the games, and it's almost a rule of thumb, really. Anytime you're at a vendor, make sure you sell off all your junk. That's all it's good for, and the money you get from it can be used to buy other resources, purchasing locations for arc chests, and loads more. Shoot MBTV balloons. Every now and again, you'll find an MBTV balloon popping up on your map as an icon, or you might even see it out in the open world yourself. Those aren't there just for the decoration. Track them down and shoot them down because the resources they drop can be pretty useful. Cook your grenades. Like any first-person shooter, Rage 2 allows you to cook your grenades when you throw them, but here, cooking them can actually be a necessity a lot of the time. That's because your enemies will, every so often, pick up the grenades that you've thrown and throw them right back at you, so make sure you don't give them enough time to do that. While cooking your grenades, there's a meter that tells you how much they've been cooked, which comes in pretty handy as well. Earning reputation. Rage 2 has a very open-ended structure. Once you're done with the introductory mission, the game tells you to track down 3 characters in the wasteland, and then build your reputation with them by doing various activities. But you don't have to track them down if you don't feel like it. Doing missions and activities in the open world gains you reputation with them nonetheless, even if you haven't met them yet. So once the introductory mission is wrapped up, you're free to do whatever you want, in whatever order you please. And that wraps it up. If you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing to our channel. We upload new videos daily. Also, don't forget to switch on the bell notification icon, that way you don't miss out on any of our videos.